clear. We invoke God's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings by chanting loudly. So let us chant loudly so all other lingering thoughts also vanish. Om. Om. Om.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gajananam Bhutaganakisevitam Havittajambhupalasaravakritam Umasutam Shokavinashakaranam Namami Vigneshwarapada-pankajam. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu Me Sada Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Lata Rajshekhar-ji. So, we are doing the 16th chapter, Daiva Asura Sampada Vibhaga Yoga. The main theme of this chapter is there are 26 Daivi Guna. Daivi values are given which we must develop. When to develop? When we are in the waking state, when we are in the samsara, when we are doing job, when we are doing when we are in the family, when we are doing business, these values needs to be developed. And we must fight the 6 Asuri values. That must be our purpose now in conducting in family, job, business. Second point, we saw very importantly that prarabdha is not in our hand. What will happen, what will be the next situation, even what will be the next thought in my mind, that is not in my hand. But how to deal with it once the situation comes in front of me, or person comes in front of me, or an object comes in front of me, how to deal, that is where the purushartha comes, that is in my hand. So this purushartha is called as working on this Daivi Sampada and fighting and dropping this Asuri Sampada. So as we saw, there are 26 and 6. As this is a summary session, we have covered all, knowing their definitions and implications. But we are taking in detail only 3. That is, the first one was Lord mentioned, that is Abhayam, we covered last time. And Amanita, which is the last in the 26 virtues. And also we will see today Krodha, because Bhagavan mentions Akrodha in Daivi Sampada and again Krodha in Asuri Sampada. So definitely, if we are seeing since second chapter, third chapter, Bhagavan is giving very high significance to Krodha as one of the virtue to work on. So we are going to see today anger management, tips on anger management, etc. So first we'll take Amanita, pride. This is the last virtue mentioned in the Daivi Sampada. Amanita, that is absence of pride, over pride. So what is pride basically? How does it get created? It gets created with over self-significance. This is very important. When a person's attention is only on oneself, this person is more nervous, more anxious, more worried, because the attention is not shifting from myself to other situations. When I'm talking also, the attention is on me. I'm not bothered, I'm not concerned, I'm not thinking about what is happening to other person. Excessive overestimation of one's own self. So first of all, I must ask myself that who am I? Why am I born? What do I have? And what is my estimation about oneself? This is a very important point, because in life, if we want to be successful and happy, our estimations must be correct. If we go to share market, my estimations must be correct. Which share to put on the money? Our estimation about people must be 80-90% correct. Whom to marry, whom to have friends, whom to work with, whom to select in a job. Then when we go in the market, our estimation about which product to buy, which vegetable to buy, which fruit to buy, it is all coming to estimation. So estimation is a very important word in spiritual and our day-to-day life. So in the same way, what is my estimation about oneself? Many people think so great of oneself, and other people say, no, that person is not that great. And some people have very low esteem. So very high self-esteem, very low self-esteem. In this, the whole life goes. And then I demand this kind of attention, pride, my estimation about myself from others also, and it must match. Now it is very important point. We'll also come to know why Hanuman is called Hanumana. Because Hanuman, man is only Rama. But those people who are having pride, they have to work on this amanita, not atimanita. Thinking too great of oneself. I am a self-made person. The moment I say, Bhagavan says, what are you talking? I only made you. I only made you grow in the womb. I only ensured you came out properly. I only ensured that you have proper eyes, proper hand, proper legs, proper body, proper kidney, proper heart, proper intestine. When people become 50, 60, 70, they know what is the importance of kidney, what is the importance of spinal cord, what is the importance of eyes, teeth. I only gave you. Guruji says we say thank you to people who give us wristwatch, but one who gave us wrist. No, no, no. I am very intelligent. I studied very hard. You know what was my life? I was born in a village, and then how I studied. And nowadays, you children, the moment a person start this, Bhagwan laughs. What are you talking? Why are you telling your children and grandchildren your stories? Because what is the point in telling your self-made stories from village and how you came to city and how you are? Because their life is different. So too much of oneself, self-involved. So these are the people who constantly talk about oneself. My body, my achievements, my problems, my life. Bhagwan says, you read Bhagavad, you read Ramayana, you read Mahabharata and talk about God's stories, not your stories. That is one reason we must read Bhagavad and stories about God and goddesses, because then we must talk about God's goddesses stories, not my story. Who is interested in my story? No, no, I went to this place and then this happened and that happened. Oscillates between Abhiman and Apaman. This is very important. Once I estimate myself, then suppose I get lesser than what my estimation is, I will feel that mera Apaman ho gaya. And suppose I get more than what is my estimate about myself, I will feel Abhiman, Ahankar, arrogance. So, main important is what is my estimation about myself. No, 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 I am a very good person. The moment I define myself, anybody says you are a bad person, then there is a problem. So, very, very subtle point, very, very important point to introspect. What is my estimation about myself? What is my estimation about my life? What is my estimation about my knowledge? What is my estimation about my spiritual growth? Bhagavan says, do not estimate. I am estimating you because I know your past life, this life, future life. I know all your vasanas. I know all your desires, thoughts inside. Inflated ego personality syndrome. Little bit pin you put. These people are, how these people are, they get disturbed very easily. They get hurt very, very, very easily. They get distracted very easily. They get carried away very easily. They feel so arrogant. They get angry very easily. Now, the next topic is anger. Where there is ego, there is anger. How can you say this about me? And my common joke, which most of you know now because you are also professional listeners, listening from long time. If I say you are God, G-O-D, nothing happens. Suppose I just reverse the alphabets. I put D first, G last. No, no, how can you say dog? But before that I say God. So we are so sensitive to words of people, that is, and then little word comes. How can this person say about, I have done so much. I have given so much. Pride always will be the longest distance between two people. Where there is pride, there is a distance between two people. Love is what brings people together. Pride takes it away. Life is as light as a feather to one who has renounced over-exaggerated ego. So that is about Amanita. I must overcome this quickly because Bhagavan gives very, very high significance to fear, Abhayam and Amanita. Hanuman is called as Hanuman because his man is Ram. When Ravan asked him, introduce yourself, his favorite word was, I am Rama Duta. He was talking about his master only. He spoke very less about himself. And we know what is Hanuman's power, Hanuman's intelligence. He was Ved Parayan. Very rare combination of such high intellect, such huge power Hanumanji had. He could have destroyed Lanka alone. But he told, no, no, this is not the job given to me by Sri Ram. Sri Ram only told me to give this, ring to Sita Mata and find out where Sita Mata is, give her assurance that Sri Ramji is coming and then come back. But then too, he showed his power with little incidents of burning the Lanka and coming back. And that's the reason he's called Hanumana. Man is God. So if somebody talks about you, you can forgive, but somebody talks about God, your dharma, country, then you have the right to get angry. So the next point we are taking is akrodha. And it also comes in Asuri Sampada, krodha, absence of anger. And in Asuri comes as krodha. This is very, very important because Bhagavan has been talking about it since long. In the 3rd chapter, Bhagavan has said, when Arjun asked one question, Bhagavan, I have got so much of knowledge. Bhagavan, I know Bhagavad Gita, I know Upanishad, I know Brahma Sutra, but why anger is coming? Bhagavan said that Kama Esha Krodha Eshas Rajoguna Samudbhava. There are two enemies of you. And how are they? What they do? Mahashano Mahapapma. Vidyeshana. Vidyenamiha. Vairinam means they destroy the knowledge. And then we saw in next chapter, Sangat Sanjayate Kama, Kamat Krodho Vijayate, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, Sammohat Smriti Brancha, Smriti Branchat Buddhinasha, Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So Krodha is a very, very important aspect Bhagavan is giving, that these are the two enemies of human mind, Kama and Krodha. So we will take Krodha today. What is anger? Now let us analyze and study this. Anger is an emotion. It is a thought created. How does anger comes? When my desire is met with an obstacle or delay. So basically, anger is not created by another situation. Anger is not created by another person. Anger is not created by another object. It is created by my own desire. So Bhagavan said, Kama Esha Krodha Esha. So when there is a vigna, when there is an obstacle between what I want or whatever I want, it is getting delayed, then anger is created. So I must exactly know how anger is going to be created or how anger is created, because then I can own up my own responsibility that I have a desire, I want something to happen, so anger is getting created. Then I do not blame other person for my anger. Effects of anger on body, mind, intellect and others. Restlessness at body level. When I am angry, my breathing rate goes up. My blood pressure goes up. Restlessness happens in the body. Agitation in the mind. Loss of discrimination in the intellect. Friction and loss in relationships. One sentence you say angrily, a person with 20 years of relationship will let go the relationship. Now, how can you say this? But 20 years I did good to you. I did so many good things to you. No, but you said this thing to me. One sentence and relationships are broken. One sentence. So that is the impact of anger. Very, 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 very important that how anger destroys us, Bhagavan says. At all levels, body, mind, intellect, relationship, success. Types of anger, very, very important. What are the types of anger when my desire is obstructed, thwarted? There are different kinds of anger, silent and passive. Some people will not shout, but these are silent and passive anger will continue and they will show in different ways. Then another way is violent and retaliatory. Some people will throw something, they will shout at the top of the voice. Then some angers are expressed physical, beating. Then some angers are expressed verbal angers. Then there are judgmental angles. Judgmental in the sense, I judge wrongly, so I get angry. And then say, oh, sorry, I didn't knew this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got angry. Chronic anger. It is always, some people are perennially angry. They have to really work hard because there are some chronic diseases. Then I have to really go for a deeper treatment. This person inside, if you meet this person, there is anger only. Little pain, anger comes out. Not love, not pleasantness, not niceness. Anger only comes. Then self-abusive anger, very, very bad. I constantly abuse myself that why did I do that? I should not have done that. I should have done this. Self-abuse, forgive yourself. And the most important anger is assertive. Anger is not always bad. Gurudev's statement, we will see what Gurudev says about anger. Causes of anger. What are the causes of anger? Insistence on the result. Resistance to the result. That's the reason that verse is so very important. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhu mato sangostu akarmani. You have only adhikar on action, but result is my job. So you are getting angry on me. No, Bhagwan, but why? Why you are doing this to me? Why this is happening in my life? That means Bhagwan says you are not believing in my power because karma phala data is God. I have only adhikar on karma. So what are the causes? Insistence, resistance, obstruction in desires, want, delay in whatever I am getting, attachment, expectations. Something happens in Africa, I am not bothered, I will read as a news. But suppose I know that my person is there in Africa, I will get attached and I will get angry on their government. Duality, ego, higher the ego and pride, more anger, more arrogance. So these are the causes. I must check what is my type of anger. When we go to doctor will say, okay, what is your type of fever? Let me know what are the symptoms. This kind of fever, that kind of fever, which kind of fever. So similarly, this is our self-introspection. What kind of anger I have? Judgmental anger, chronic anger, self-abuse anger. What is my communication with myself? Silent, passive anger. Or do I shout and physically throw certain things at certain people? Anger comes from inside or outside? Of course, inside. No, but you said this, so I got angry. But anger came from inside. Stimuli came from outside. So there was a monk living in an ashram. He wanted to meditate. And in the ashram, there was all the time some disturbance happening, some work. So his ashram was next to a lake. So one day he thought, I will meditate, go in the boat inside in the lake, and then I will meditate so that I am not disturbed at all. So he took the boat. They were allowed to take the boat. So he went inside and started meditating, closed eyes, sitting quietly. No sound, no sound. He was so happy that there is no disturbance. Suddenly, when his eyes were closed, boom, some bang happened. His boat was banged. And without opening his eyes, he said, get out of my way. I am just meditating. Get out of my way. Again, the boat banged, boom. 3-4 times he was meditating. He said, I will not open my eyes. You get out of my way. Can't you see I am meditating? You are riding that boat. Don't bang on my boat. After some time, 3-4 times again his boat was dashing another boat. When he opened his eyes, he saw the other boat was empty. And he got one realization instantly that outside situations are empty. Anger is created from inside. Anger means what? Agitation, disturbance. He told disturbance was coming from my mind. I got disturbed because boat was banging. That boat was empty only. So outside situation, outside people's words, outside events are empty like that empty boat. Disturbance comes from my mind. Agitation comes from my mind. Distraction comes from my mind. So suppose I have a tendency to get angry, agitated, frustrated, irritated, annoyed. These are all brother, sister, cousins of anger only, whichever word you take. It is my own creation and it is coming from inside. Please remember this empty boat story. Empty boat story is a very, very powerful story to deal with anger. Anytime I'm getting angry, I must say, oh, it's an empty boat. Anger is coming from within me only. Who is responsible for my anger? Myself. Who experiences? Myself. Who can overcome it? Myself. No, 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 but you don't say this. You don't do this. If you don't do this, I will not get angry. That means I am putting the cause of anger outside and say, if you don't talk like this, I will not get angry. When I own up anger, I can manage it. So what are the management techniques? Now we will see solutions for managing anger. There are many solutions. Whichever I like, I can take depending upon what is my type of anger. Anger management. Identify the trigger. Who is making me angry? Normally in most people's life, there is one or two people make us angry. So this person is making me angry. Now this person cannot change. So I have to change. I have to manage. Do not justify anger. Very, very important, because we tend to tell people, you know what happened? What happened? You know, this person did, I was doing this, and this person said this person did this, and I got very angry. Other person, yes, yes, you were right. You were right in that your anger is justified. Practice self-care. If I am getting angry, eat properly, sleep properly. Those people who are not having enough proteins in the body, enough vitamins in the body, do not sleep properly, do not eat properly, they have a tendency biologically to get angry. Some people will do upavas, and on upavas day, they will all the time, whole day, they will be irritated. Whole day irritation. That irritation is coming from upavas. So if you go and eat before them samosa, vada pav, why are you eating before me? Today is my upavas. But you manage your upavas. My upavas is not there. Take support. Ask people, read books. Talk to another person who is expert in this, that how can I manage my anger? No, but I always want to justify my anger and always say it is okay. Stress is okay, part of life. Anger is okay, part of life. No, it is not okay, because Bhagwan is again and again telling Kamayesha Krodayesha. Vairinam of whom? Knowledge, Vidyanamiha. And anger will lead to Pranashati. So I have to develop coping methodology. Practice deep breathing, very, very important. If I practice Anulom Vilom every day for 15 minutes, there will be change in 3 months, guaranteed. So practice deep breathing, practice delay. The moment I feel that I am getting angry, delay things. Have a high goal in life. Those people who have a high goal in life do not get disturbed with small obstacles. Enhance devotion and surrender. And if this doesn't work, for many people, this doesn't work. There is one solution which is my favorite solution. Increase love. Do not fight anger. That's the reason Bhagwan in 15th chapter has given understand Jagata, understand yourself, understand God. Because love is antidote to anger. जहां पे प्यार होता है वहां पे गुस्सा नहीं आता. And that anger also which comes, which is only an expression out of love, is a different anger. Like mother will shout on the small child if the child is doing, eating something which is not good for him, or, going towards phenyl bottle and all. But that anger is only expression. That is coming out of love only. But I should not justify all the time that no, because I love, I am getting angry. Because being angry and expressing anger are two different things. Very, very important point. Those who are writing, those who are interested in growing. This is very important, because Bhagwan himself has said that work on Kama and Krodha. Bas, these are the two big enemies of the mind. Then I will write this. Being angry and expressing anger are two different things. Remember, all emotions are thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. And still I am justifying. Guruji has given one mantra. जहां पे बोध होता है वहां क्रोध नहीं आता. जहां पे बोध होता है, किसका बोध? जगत का, जीव का, जगदीश्वर का, वहां पे क्रोध नहीं आता. और क्रोध आता है वो रहता नहीं है. जहां पे बोध होता है वहां पे क्रोध आता है. इफ आई एम गेटिंग क्रोध, एंग्री, देन वहां पे बोध नहीं हुआ है अभी तक. आई एम ओनली पैरेट. आई कैन चैंट, आई कैन do lot of things, but it has not gone within. I am not convinced about God, that God is there. I am not convinced that this world has no power to give me happiness. I am not convinced that my real nature is Satchitananda. It is only by-hearted thing. So I need to increase the bodha. These are all solutions. Important when anger arises, how soon can we quieten is important. And that is akrodha. And one of the process is to watch anger. Watch it. Do not justify, okay, I got angry, I shouted. Now let me see what happens next time. So watching, observing, the observer comes out of the observation. Don't get angry means don't remain angry for long time. Less duration, less intensity. The moment I get angry, that is gone. One person went to Gurudev and Gurudev has shared this experience that he shouted on that person so loudly. Because when Gurudev shouts, people shiver. And when that anger intensities are over, next moment another devotee came with a small child to meet Gurudev. And Gurudev so lovingly took the child and was speaking with that devotee for 10 minutes. Anger gone. So we will see Gurudev's quote. But then suppose we get angry, it remains for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Very, very important point to note. Why Bhagwan is telling anger you have to work on? Because the moment I get angry, I go away from God. Because I am going closer to desire, because I am building the desire. I am encouraging the desire, I am strengthening the desire. चाह गई चिंता मिटी, मनवा भी परवा, Kabir says. Where there is desire, where there is no desire, there is no chinta, there is no worry, there is no anger. चाह गई चिंता मिटी, मनवा भी परवा, जिनको कछु न चाहिए वही शहनशाह. So akrodha is possible only when we by heart or know the first Sthita Prajna Lakshana. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Then only I can remain in Atman neva Atmana tushta. So when there are less desires, there is less anger. So suppose we find that I am getting angry more and more times and I have lot of desires. Being angry is different than expressing anger. Akrodha possible only when there is absence of desire. And when we have realized this nature that all is one. Gurudev says upon anger is that anger is like pen for me. I use when required and keep it in pocket when not required to create that discipline. But that state is a highest state where all these emotions is playing with for creating the discipline, for teaching us. So now with this we complete the summary of the 16th chapter. Other virtues, there are many virtues which will be repeated and which were already taken earlier. So we will start with the 17th chapter today. What is the 17th chapter name? Shraddhatrayavibhaga Yoga. 17th chapter starts with a very interesting question. And that's the reason it is important to note that Bhagavad Gita is a Shastra. I must study systematically. I must make my notes. I must go on the notes back and see what is Bhagavan telling in the 16th chapter, 15th chapter, 14th chapter, because there is a sequence happening, there is a connection. So 16th chapter, last two verses, suppose we see, Bhagavan says, Yash Shastra Vidhi Mutsrujya Vartate Kamakarata. As per Shastra, you do your karma. And Tasmat Shastram Pramanam. Tasmat Shastram Pramanam means for any decision what you take, whatever you do, Shastra should be Pramana. Te Karya Karya Vyavastitav. So now we have to understand and appreciate. Beautiful, intelligent question Arjun asks. This question is asked by many people in indirect way without knowing that this question Arjun has already asked. There are many people, many people. I also have come across, they will ask, why do you require a Shastra? Number one. Second, I don't read Shastra. I don't know what is there in Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra. My philosophy is do good, be good. Is it not enough? Now Arjun's question is very important. So now there are two things coming. I have Shraddha on God. I have Shraddha on goodness. I am doing good, being good, but I do not read Shastra. So he is asking Bhagwan that Bhagwan, what happens to those people who have not read Shastra, who do not know what is there in Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, has not studied Shastra, but have faith on God. They do puja, they do rituals. Because this is a different category now. But because you are said in the 16th chapter, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam means I should know the Shastra. But I don't know Shastra. I am studying this Shastra only after retirement. And that too on Sunday morning I study. Balance, I don't take notes and study Shastra systematically. So what about, but I believe in God. I do puja, I go to temple. I do all good things to people. I do some dhanam. What about that? What about those people? So now I'll just run through the slides of the 16th chapter and we will see the question today. These are all slides we took in the different virtues when we took verse by verse, each virtue. I think I should stop sharing and then work on that. So with one beautiful question of Arjun, we start the 17th chapter, that is Shraddhatrayavibhaga Yoga. Threefold faith. I have faith, but I don't know Shastra. This is one category. But before that, we should see what are the four categories of people. Those who act under the impulse of desire, discarding the injunctions of scriptures, they will not attain happiness, they will not attain the Param Gati. So Arjun asks in the 17th chapter, where do these people stand or where do these people go? Because they will not attain Param Gati. Those who disregard the injunction of the scripture but have faith, those who do not know the scriptures but have faith, they have faith on the mode of goodness, but they don't know the scriptures. There are many people who are good, do good, be good philosophy type. Why do you require scriptures? Do tapas, do puja, go to temples, go to yatras, have great faith, do dana, but I don't have scriptural knowledge. What about them? Whether it is sufficient in one's life to have faith, a good life of good conduct and noble inspiration? Or is it necessary that one must know the Shastra, follow it implicitly, the injunctions laid down? Very, very intelligent question Arjun is asking. Based on Bhagavan's statement on the 16th chapter. So we must also appreciate that how Arjun is listening and how I am listening. Why this question didn't come in my mind? Then I will listen to the Bhagavad Gita as a Shastra systematically, not as time pass, feel good factor in the morning. Sunday morning starts good, so I am listening. In which group will you classify these people? So their faith is Rajas, Rajasic, Sattvic or Tamasic. So now Arjun's question is very clear. Bhagwan, I have faith, but I don't know Shastra. So what are the four types of people when you discuss faith and Shastra? Four types of people are based on Shraddha and Jnana. Faith and knowledge. So let us see what are the four types. Type 1, know Shastra and lives it. Knowledge plus faith, Daivi, will reach goals in life and off life here and now only. Because both are there. I have faith and I have Shastra knowledge. And they are living it. Living every sentence systematically. Type 2, know the Shastra but don't live it. So many people after listening to this say, actually I fall in this category. I know I am Satchidananda Swarup, but that is only on the paper. But actually, I get disturbed, distracted. I am very arrogant. I get angry. I don't do seva. I don't do dana. Negligence. बाद में देखेंगे. We'll reach the supreme goal in due course. Will take time as they have knowledge, but the knowledge is not translating into action due to negligence, due to procrastination, due to taking it casually. Chalo, one more life without knowing what will be my next life, which body I will get. Type 3, don't know Shastra and no Shraddha on goodness also, no faith, no knowledge, are destructive. These are the people who are destructive. Licentious living, Asuri. Hostility, they object everything, nor happy here and will not the supreme goal in this life or next life. Because no Shraddha, no Shastra, no knowledge. And the fourth type of which Arjun is asking the question. Don't know Shastra but have faith on goodness of life. No knowledge but faith. So I am ignorant, but I am a good person. Ignorant good person. I don't know nature of God. I don't know nature of world. I don't know nature of Jiva. But generally I am a good person doing my duties, doing puja, everything. What about the fourth type? How would you classify them? Bhagwan's replies immediately. Now very important point coming. What is Arjun's question? Faith and knowledge. What is the knowledge? We saw the knowledge in the 15th chapter. So suppose I want to have knowledge and I must read the 15th chapter. We have discussed this many times. Iti Shastra, Iti Guhyam. Bhagavan says, this is the Shastra you should know. What is the Shastra? I must know the nature of God. I must know nature of world. I must know nature of self. I must know the relationship of all three. Then it will be very clear to me what to do in what situation, how to behave with people, what to do, how to be happy and successful. But I do not know all these things Shastra, but I am having faith. Now, this is an important point. Where does the faith come from? On that basis, this Shraddhatrayavibhaga Yoga chapter is there. Trividha bhavati Shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja. Very important sentence we have to underline. There are three kinds of faith we have, humanity has. And that faith is based on my swabhava. So my swabhava determines my Shraddha. My nature, my tendencies define my faith. And these are three kinds, Sattvic, Rajis, Tamasic. That is what we are going to see. Human beings have got three kinds of Shraddha, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, born out of Swabhava. That's the reason we say, no, I don't like his Swabhava. I don't like his nature. Because that nature determines the faith. What is Shraddha? Motivating force behind every action. All of us are having Shraddha. A person cannot say, I do not have Shraddha, because before sitting into auto rickshaw, I must have faith that that auto rickshaw wala is not drunk. He knows driving, he has a driving license and take me to my destination. When I sit in an aeroplane, I do not know. I just go there, sit on, relax, put your bed, have tea, coffee above in the sky, having tea, coffee, snacks. We are only on faith that that pilot is taking me towards the right destination. Instead of going to Bangalore, suppose he turns the flight to Afghanistan, there will be panic in the aeroplane. So behind every action, the motivating force is Shraddha. The stronger the Shraddha, the action also is that intense. Very important point to note. Why I'm not reaching my goal? Because my Shraddha is weaker and my knowledge is comparatively lesser. Personality force which gives direction to our thought and action, that is Shraddha. So behind every action there is a thought, behind every thought there is faith. Though we have seen desire and vasanas, but that is Swabhava. Important, everyone has faith on something. Some people have faith on Shastra, some people have faith on God, some people have faith on self, some people have faith on the world. That suppose we put chiku seed, chiku only will come. Suppose we put mango, mango only will come. Faith. Scripture, self, religion, God, life, people manifest in every act and feeling. Suppose we observe closely people, we'll understand what is their faith. The moment we understand their faith, life becomes very easy to deal with them. In some we have Shraddha, some we do not. Our Shraddha varies. You know, there were people who were believing in one Mahatma. Suddenly there was a case against that Mahatma. Shraddha gone. This happened. Somebody is my role model. That role model does something. My Shraddha gone. No, nowadays I don't do any puja. I don't know what to do. I have given up all spiritual activities because I don't know how can my master do this. So we have to be very careful. What is our Shraddha? On whom I am of Shraddha? So today's homework for this week is that whom I am having faith on. And what is the intensity? What is the degree of that faith? So we are unpredictable. Our Shraddha varies as per situation, person, object. In the Bhagavad Gita class, I will say, no, my nature is Satchitananda. When I just, after the class, my faith is very strong that I am this body. I am this mind. Not very easy to give up. Self-assessment. This is a homework for this week. Whom do I worship? What do I worship? Do I worship gulab jam? For some simple food is the worship. Some people eat to live, some people live to eat. What motivates me in life? On what? On whom I have faith? Who is my idol? Who is my ideal? What is my ideal? That will determine what is my faith. I have faith that my faith is that this life is to enjoy, have pleasure, relax and have comfort. That faith I have. So my all actions will be directed towards that. What is Swabhava? Swabhava is nature, innate tendencies, vasanas. What is my inborn insistence in life? You can see small children. Somebody will pick up a ball, somebody will pick up a bat, somebody will go towards harmonium, somebody will pick up a doll, somebody will start playing, somebody will want to become a lawyer, somebody wants to become a chartered accountant, somebody wants to become a doctor, somebody wants to become a sports person. From 3-4 year old children, they start displaying, singing, harmonium, tabla. We don't know how can 2-year-old play tabla and understand all the ragas. Swabhava, nature, innate tendencies, interest, tendency. This is my swabhava. Very, 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 very important point to be noted. Main point of this Shraddhatrayavibhaga Yoga is this, that my Shraddha is determined by my swabhava. Trivida bhavati Shraddha dehinam sa swabhavaja. Conclusion. The faith of each of us is in accordance with one's own nature. So our nature has to be changed. And that's the reason 17, 16 chapter gave us Daivi qualities to change our nature. Once my nature changes, my faith will change. So this is a very important point. We will stop here today. The distinction between and the connection between and the relationship between Swabhava and Shraddha. This is the main point to ponder over. Second, introspection. Whom do I worship? What do I worship in life? Do I worship comfort, luxury, entertainment, bhoga or yoga? Which God I worship? Whom I have faith on? How much faith I have on myself, scriptures, God, Guru? That is very important. And then Bhagavan is going to answer. So Bhagavan has not directly answered his question. He is indirectly answering his question. That if you do not have scriptural knowledge and your faith is tamasic, then there will be a problem. So we will see this beautiful chapter, Shraddhatrayavibhaga Yoga, by pondering and introspecting this week on what is my idol, who is my idol, whom do I worship, what do I worship, what is my interest, what is my tendency, and the connection between my Swabhava and my Shraddha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.